Hello, this is LEGO Wizard and welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of 75055 Imperial Star Destroyer from LEGO Star Wars. This review I've been wanting to do for ages, and I'm finally decided to do it now after not doing a review for maybe 2 or 3 months, and this is a great set to come back into. So this set is a really well made set. All the angles and everything are perfect to the scale of the Star Destroyer. Overall, it uses a lot of hinges to make all the unique angles. There's studs all over the top of it, studs on the side here, studs on the side here. Even on the bottom, there is a few studs, as you might have seen in the opening. And overall, this thing looks good from pretty much every angle. It's just the best in terms of how it's been built to make it represent the movies. It looks so menacing when it's flying over the top of something. Just this huge shape blocking out the sun, and it just looks so good in this set here. You can see that the bridge and everything is still the same. These green flick-fire missiles work like every other flick-fire missile, where you just push on the back and they'll go flying out. I want them to kind of stay in here for this review, but the green and this red here do stick out a little bit, but besides that they look good. Besides that, on each of the sides, there's 16 cannons altogether, and these cannons on the side here can be adjusted by pulling a knob here, and that can make them go both directions, and that's the same feature on the other side of the ship. Besides that, that's all the mechanisms for firing. Then there's also around the back all the boosters and rockets that make it look amazing. All of these large turbines at the back with the blue inside look really good. There's 4 of the smaller ones and 3 of the larger ones. These larger ones use large pieces from Chima, and the cones that they're in are just wheel pieces from other sets. All of this behind here is all detailed, all built up, is all solid bricks for all of this. Then when you open this up, this small compartment here, it's only just got a couple of those flick-fire missiles, just spare. And turning it around again, you can see just that the level of detail that they've put into some of the smaller compartments. So if I just pick this up for a second, you can see that there's a lot of small details along the bridge, like all these clips and tiles, stickers here, that just represent tiny little parts of it. Like this one window here from the movie is about the size of a full-grown human, so you can just imagine the huge scale of this all. And there's just so many other smaller details as you go around that just really help finish off the look. Like the combination between plates and flat areas, or around the back, all this detail to represent the back and all the mechanics. So a bunch of different slopes there's some black, some grey, some light grey. There's a bunch of Technic in here to support all these. These are all really well stuck on. And overall, it just makes this back section look really nice altogether. So then going back over to the front, one of the feature is the way that this thing can be moved around. Since it's such a large set, the Star Destroyer, the way that you pick it up and carry it around safely isn't by holding it from the bottom, because that could break off all these plates. So instead, they've actually implemented an action feature where you can actually pick this up, and you can actually hold it like that, and the whole thing balances on just this one hook, which is pretty amazing. And that's done by a bunch of technique inside that I'll get to, but this helps you to maybe hang it from a roof, or just help you to pick it up and just swoosh it around. It's really cool how that's built into it. And now we're going to start getting into how this thing opens up. So to open up the set and access the inside, this whole bridge area here, that can just be picked up and removed off. That's not connected by anything. It just sort of just slots in, and it can be taken back out as well. So when you take that off, you can start to see the inside. And then both these panels here both fold down, where they first have that, and then they go down again. And you can see a lot of the inside is completely Technic framework with these large beams, a lot of these red ones. But first, I'll start off with how this section here came to be. So this is the main Technic that helps this action feature when it's picked up. Now, the way this works is, first of all, this beam is only stuck in here because it's got this same piece at the bottom to help it stay in here. Besides that, all these pieces are just all structured to help it stay all connected to these large beams going across the whole bottom of the ship. So a lot of the starting of building this is just framework. Besides that, let's get into the interior. So the interior has a lot of great rooms from movies. A lot of these are stickers for a lot of these panels down here. These ones, this panel is represented several times. There, across the back here, and here. And these other pieces here, I'll repeat on the other side. And these just represent more detailing. Besides that, there's also two more computers down here that you can put a minifigure inside with swiveling chairs, because those are the best. And besides that, the computers have a really nice design. I'm not sure if that's exclusive. That is on the sticker. Besides that, this walkway is pretty good. It all connects up to here. This area is just empty. They probably could have done something extra with that, but they just probably wanted to keep it together just so that it could have extra space for the Technic to move. Besides that, when you go back down, you can see that this is the main hangar bay for this side. So this side has a control panel with a really epic sticker here to represent some detailing for the inside of what looks to be maybe a part of the Death Star. And you can see the Death Star logo down there. The detail is hard to see, and I might remove that in a second to show you some other smaller prints. There's a coffee mug down here, another one of those consoles that we saw back there. Then there's epic stand. I'm not gonna get all the minifigs, that doesn't matter. This stand that has Emperor Palpatine as a mini hologram spinning around, and that looks really good. Then besides that, over on the inside, let's move it around, you can see that there is a massive area here that you can just place minifigs, which is great for making a Stormtrooper bay where you can just keep all the Stormtroopers. Then there's also a little weapons rack here with two clips for holding guns or whatever else you might want to hold, maybe Vader's lightsaber. And then it just has a lot of area here. It continues this console from the other side. And the last part of the ship is up here, where there's just a little bit of room here. Maybe if you want to put a minifig, but mainly it's just so that it helps keep the other piece on the top, the bridge. And that's about everything on the inside. So I'll show you the minifigs and some special parts about the set. This set includes a lot of great minifigs, two of which are these Stormtroopers, which are identical in build and print all the way around. They have these standard blasters back from the old type, and that's pretty good detail for that. Besides that, the torso is really nice, a lot of small fine details, and the print just goes on its back. The face is the standard LEGO minifigure face, which is just the angry clone that's been used for ages now. And these two are just a great army builder. Even though this type of Stormtrooper design is discontinued, it's really nice to get this old type of helmet, and these two are pretty good Stormtroopers altogether. So these two are just some random crew members. This guy is literally just Imperial crew member, and this guy is Imperial Navy. And these two have some really nice prints and facial expressions. They look pretty similar, but one of them has a mouth that's open, looks a little bit more worried. The hats for both of these are quite magnificent. First of all, this guy has an epic helmet with a lot of detail and a really big brim, the comical sort of style that you saw in the movies. Besides that, they both have these smaller blaster pistols, and these are pretty common at this time in Star Wars LEGO sets. The back printing is okay for both of them, and that's about all I have to say for these two. The last two figures are a Imperial officer and Darth Vader. So the Imperial officer has the same helmet as the previous guy. Let's just get Vader out of here. He has the same cap as the other guy, some really long sideburns, and some badges, a badge here that denotes him as a ranked commander. Besides that, he's the darker gray, so he fits in with how his helmet looks. And then Darth Vader, he is the older Darth that we've got in a few sets. He has, the way that he's different from other Darth Vaders is he has like printing on the bottom, but still the older helmet. He also has the old style of cape, because this set came back out in 2014 or 15. His lightsaber is a standard lightsaber in that sort of chrome color with the red. Besides that, underneath his face is a really creepy looking one. Probably looks more like Emperor Palpatine than Vader, but it still works okay for Vader. The scars on the back. Besides that, that's about all I have to say for Darth Vader. And that ends up the minifigs, 6 in total. Lord Vader, there's trouble on the bridge.
Fine, I'll go check it out.
Over, Anakin, I have the high ground.
Well, at least I tried.
That was 75055, the Imperial Star Destroyer. This is one of my favorite sets, and it looks really cool when you've positioned it somewhere hanging from something or casting shadow. And it's always really menacing to see these Star Destroyers in the Star Wars universe. And it's just amazing to have this one in LEGO, especially since this is a standard, really cool Star Destroyer that people think of when they think of Star Destroyers. Besides that, the minifigs are probably not to scale Star Destroyer, which makes sense. Every Star Destroyer that they make in LEGO can't be minifig scale because of just the sheer size of Star Destroyers, when just these tiny little windows are massive for real humans in Star Wars. But it's still cool to get the set, and it was a really great set at the time, especially for the price it was, which varies between who you ask. But besides that, that's about all I have to say for this set. A really great set that I'm really glad I have, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe. This is LEGO Wizard. Have a nice day.